What happens when someone's post-breakup transformation becomes so stunning that Grammy winners start shouting them out in songs and Manhattan rappers can't help but hold their hand in public? But here's the plot twist that had TMZ cameras practically falling over themselves. This same woman who preached taking things slow and needing space to heal was just spotted looking absolutely radiant in New York, giggling and holding hands with new man like they were filming their own romantic movie. The whiplash was real, and the relationship advice she dropped while casually strolling with a good artist, pure strategic brilliance disguised as helpful tips. We're talking about the kind of transformation that makes your ex's friends start questioning their life choices. And trust me, the tea we're about to spill shows exactly how a woman goes from villa drama to becoming everyone's inspiration. And if you could do me a quick favor and hit that subscribe button for me, I'd greatly appreciate that. Thank you, love you, back to the tea. Let's start with the moment that had TMZ cameras practically salivating. JaNa Craig at the airport, looking absolutely radiant and dropping wisdom that made everyone realize this woman had completely transformed. When asked about being back on the dating market, her response was pure comedy gold.
So you're on the market, right?
I guess I am.
The reluctant single energy was so relatable, but what came next showed just how much she'd grown. No, you have to heal. You feel me? She told them when they suggested jumping back into dating. This wasn't just good advice. This was a woman who had clearly done the internal work and understood the difference between healing and performing recovery. But here's where it gets absolutely fascinating. When pressed about her DMs, JaNa got that mischievous smile and admitted she's been seeing a couple blue check marks. Verified accounts, people. The upgrade from whatever she had before to actual celebrities is astronomical. Her standards? I think he just needs to have a good relationship with God, that's it. Then she emphasized, if he has a genuine relationship, then I'll be fine. The way she stressed genuine wasn't accidental. That was surgical precision from someone who learned expensive lessons about authenticity. And her biggest red flag in men? Someone that's too public. After everything she allegedly experienced, JaNa identified performative validation seeking as her deal breaker. She wants someone who lives their truth instead of curating their image for external approval. This airport interview wasn't just Q&A. It was a masterclass in how to show the world you've leveled up completely.
Here's where this story gets absolutely incredible. Just when everyone thought JaNa was settling into her healing era, TMZ spots her in Manhattan, looking like an absolute vision, giggling and holding hands with Key Glock. Yes, that Key Glock. The Memphis rapper who's been making waves with hits like Crash and has collaborated with Young Dolph and other major artists. For those unfamiliar, Key Glock isn't some random social media personality looking for clout. This is a successful artist with millions of streams, his own record label Paper Route Empire, and a career that was thriving long before JaNa Craig ever entered the picture. He's established, talented, and definitely doesn't need anyone else's fame to boost his profile. Picture this. JaNa in what TMZ described as a pretty slegs date night outfit, strolling through New York with this accomplished artist who clearly appreciates quality when he sees it. The comfortable body language, the genuine smiles, the way they looked at each other. This wasn't performative or desperate. This was a woman who knows her worth, attracting someone who recognizes it. When pressed about whether they were dating, JaNa's diplomatic response was perfection. We're just working. The mystery, the refusal to put all her business in the streets immediately, that's how you handle new connections with complete class. The timing couldn't be more strategic. Just as everyone wondered how she'd navigate moving forward, she demonstrated exactly what healthy boundaries look like while still being open to new connections when the right person appears.
But perhaps the most telling moment came when TMZ asked JaNa about relationship advice for the new Love Island winners, Amaya and Brian. Her response was so perfectly calculated, you could practically see the receipts being filed in real time. Communication is key, JaNa advised with that knowing smile. If there are arguments, talk them out. Go through his phone if she needs to. Just saying. Now, on the surface, that sounds like standard relationship guidance with a slightly petty twist. But when you understand the full context of what JaNa allegedly discovered in her own relationship, that advice hits completely different. This wasn't paranoia talking, this was wisdom born from experience. The casual way she delivered it while looking absolutely radiant next to Key Glock, the subtle shade disguised as helpful tips, the implication that transparency should be non-negotiable, that's not bitterness. That's a woman who learned valuable lessons and is generous enough to share the knowledge. The fact that she can dispense this advice while genuinely glowing shows she's moved past anger into empowered wisdom. And speaking of wisdom, let me tell you how this transformation started with some very specific insights about her past relationship.
The glow up we're witnessing didn't happen overnight.
It was built on a foundation of authentic healing that started in Hawaii. While most people perform their recovery for social media, JaNa chose radical authenticity. She documented visiting childhood friends who've known her since middle school, reconnecting with teachers who believed in her potential, and literally playing in botanical gardens with her sister, Kyla. This wasn't content creation. This was genuine reconnection with who she is at her core. The sister bond alone deserves recognition. Kyla and JaNa spontaneously buying each other identical Dior shoes without coordination. That's cosmic connection, the kind that reminds you some relationships are destined, while others were apparently strategic business arrangements. But here's what makes this Hawaii trip so crucial to understanding her current glow. She wasn't hiding or retreating. She was rebuilding her foundation with people who love her unconditionally. When you heal authentically, instead of performing recovery, you create an unshakable base for whatever comes next. And what came next was validation from some very unexpected sources. Here's where JaNa's transformation transcended reality TV drama and became a cultural moment. When someone of Lizzo's caliber notices your situation and feels moved to shout you out in her music, that's not just celebrity gossip, that's recognition from someone who's mastered authenticity in a performative industry. Lizzo included JaNa in her latest track, and honestly, having a 4-time Grammy winner acknowledge your journey while you're casually strolling through Manhattan with rappers, the universe really said, "Let me show you what you deserve versus what you were settling for." JaNa's response to getting that musical recognition was pure grace, immediately expressing gratitude and celebrating the moment. The woman went from uncomfortable anniversary dinners to getting Grammy winner shoutouts. The glow-up is genuinely astronomical. This validation from established artists shows JaNa's story resonated with people who understand the difference between authentic growth and performative recovery. When international superstars see your transformation and feel compelled to acknowledge it, you've officially transcended your original situation. But to understand how dramatic this transformation really is, we need to discuss what JaNa was dealing with before. While we're celebrating JaNa's incredible transformation, it's worth understanding what she was navigating before. During a Beyond the Villa episode filmed months before their breakup, JaNa had described some concerning behavior that now makes perfect sense. During what should have been a romantic anniversary dinner, she told her girls that Kenny gave her serial killer vibes with his intense, uncomfortable stare during their conversation. At the time, it seemed dramatic. Now, it looks absolutely prophetic. Her friend Charmaine later alleged discovering text messages that revealed some truly disturbing attitudes, including statements about not liking black women and faking the relationship for clout. If true, these allegations explain why JaNa's intuition was screaming warnings even during supposedly romantic moments. The fact that JaNa was picking up on genuinely unsettling energy while trying to celebrate their relationship shows her instincts were protecting her long before her conscious mind caught up. Sometimes your subconscious detects manipulation before you can articulate what feels wrong. Understanding this context makes her current transformation even more powerful. She didn't just heal from a normal breakup. She recovered from alleged psychological manipulation and came out stronger, wiser, and absolutely glowing. What separates JaNa's approach from typical post-breakup behavior is the strategic brilliance of how she handled everything. Instead of engaging in public drama or airing dirty laundry, she made calculated choices that positioned her for long-term success. She didn't try to destroy anyone's reputation through social media wars. She took time to heal authentically, reconnected with her support system, and when she felt ready, opened herself to new possibilities with people who appreciate her worth. The way her Love Island friends, Serena, Leah, and the entire crew, immediately rallied around her shows the quality of relationships she builds. These aren't just reality TV connections. These are authentic bonds between people who protect each other. Her emphasis on needing someone with a, quote, genuine relationship with God isn't just about faith. It's about requiring authenticity, integrity, and moral character. She's demanding someone whose private values match their public persona, which is the exact opposite of what she allegedly experienced before. This strategic approach to healing and dating standards shows emotional intelligence that's genuinely impressive. Which brings us to the most delicious chapter of JaNa's transformation. Showing up in New York looking like a literal dream, accompanied by Key Glock, ready to dispense wisdom while living her absolute best life. The visual alone was everything. A woman who had been allegedly manipulated and emotionally damaged, now confidently strolling through Manhattan with someone who clearly sees her value. The comfortable chemistry, the genuine laughter, the fact that they both seem genuinely happy to be in each other's company. Key Glock isn't some random rebound. He's an established artist with his own success. He's not using anyone for fame or association because he already has his own platform. This means he's choosing JaNa for JaNa, not for what she can do for his career. The timing couldn't be more perfect. Just as everyone wondered how she'd navigate moving forward, she demonstrated exactly what healthy boundaries look like, while still being open to new connections. And the way she handled TMZ's questions, pure diplomatic mastery. Acknowledging the connection without rushing to define it publicly shows she's learned the value of protecting her peace while still living authentically.
The relationship guidance JaNa offered to the new Love Island winners wasn't just helpful tips. It was a masterclass in boundaries, disguised as casual conversation. When she suggested communication and transparency, including checking phones if necessary, she was sharing hard-earned wisdom. This advice comes from someone who allegedly discovered that private conversations don't always match public presentations. She's teaching other women to require the kind of transparency that could have saved her from months of alleged deception. The casual way she delivered this wisdom while looking absolutely radiant shows she's moved beyond bitterness into empowered knowledge sharing. She's not dwelling on past hurt. She's using her experience to potentially help others avoid similar situations. That's the mark of someone who's genuinely healed, turning painful lessons into protective wisdom for others. Before we dive into what this transformation really represents, make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss when we spill tea on the next reality TV saga. Trust me, if you've made it this far, you definitely want to stay updated on all the drama that's coming. Now, let's talk about what JaNa's journey really teaches us. JaNa Craig's transformation from Villa Heartbreak to Manhattan Queen is everything we needed to see about how to handle betrayal with absolute class. She went from detecting unsettling vibes during anniversary dinners to casually strolling with artists who actually enjoy her company. Her journey shows us that healing doesn't have to look like hiding. Sometimes the most powerful response to alleged manipulation is simply living well and choosing better. She didn't engage in public warfare or dramatic exposés. She took time to rebuild herself authentically and attracted a completely different caliber of person. The fact that she can dispense relationship wisdom while genuinely glowing, get shout-outs from Grammy winners, and maintain her standards while being open to new connections shows emotional maturity that's genuinely inspiring. Her emphasis on requiring genuine faith, authenticity, and transparency in relationships isn't just preference, it's protection based on expensive lessons learned. She's built standards that guard against the kind of alleged manipulation she previously experienced. Most importantly, JaNa proved that when you heal genuinely instead of performing recovery, you don't just bounce back, you level up completely. She went from being someone's alleged strategic opportunity to being everyone's inspiration for how to transform pain into power. The revenge glow is real, the standards are higher, and the future looks absolutely brilliant. Sometimes the best response to being undervalued is simply becoming impossible to ignore. And JaNa has mastered that art perfectly. The tea has been spilled, the transformation documented, and the lesson clear. This is how you turn heartbreak into a complete life upgrade. Spilling the tea, one drop at a time.